an immortal force possessing an apathetic nature, inflicting its wrath upon you and me alike. Pain is one of the fundamental truths of this world, and at some point, it will come to pass over all living things. Throughout my life, pain has come to take many different forms. For most of my academic career, I was picked on and made fun of. Being the subject of bullying during my most crucial years of development caused a great deal of insecurity inside me. I still struggle with my self-image today. Outside the classroom, I've been treated with neglect by my own family. It said family is supposed to be one of the strongest bonds a man can have, yet I know nothing of it. Finding solace in extracurriculars helped me cope with the rejection from the world. I looked to sports to distract my mind from my lackluster reality, without knowing that soon I would face health-related misfortune, forcing me to step away from the passion I so strongly revered. And recently, I've had to grieve the sudden loss of an old friend. It's been some time since his passing, but even now, I still find myself trying to cope with his untimely death. I've thoroughly processed the unfair nature of this world, but I've failed to come to terms with the fact that this is how things have to be, that this is just the way things are. Because of this, a deep sense of spite began to form inside me. I began to understand that this cruelty that I had been put through, that the world had laid upon my shoulders, was indifferent to the suffering it had caused me. Thus, my frustration was exacerbated, continuing to intensify until eventually transforming into a dangerous culmination of hatred. I grew bitter and angry. I wallowed in the loathe I had for humanity. My thoughts turned malicious as I began to despise this world and the people in it. I held this hate as a weapon against society, in an effort to protect myself from being hurt ever again. I severed the few bonds I had left and isolated myself from everyone I knew. Adopting this reclusive lifestyle allowed me to remove myself from the wicked behavior I witnessed of society. I thought with this, I would never have to be the victim of pain again. That is, I would no longer have to endure. But in my alienation, something grave had occurred. As time passed, the hatred that lay dormant inside me grew impatient. It sought an outlet so as to not dissipate and waste its power. But with no one around, this hatred latched itself onto the only thing it could find. I suffered silently as the hatred began to consume me, carving me from inside out. It obscured my judgment and filled me with feral rage. I thrashed and contorted my body in the late night as I was forced to endure a terrible anguish. It had done irreparable damage to me. My mind was confused, my heart was broken, and my soul extracted of its purity. In a desperate attempt to escape this disease of pain, I had only subjected myself to face something far worse. This horrific act of self-inflicted harm had completely transformed me into a clean slate, a blank canvas. I was empty and could easily be dyed any color. It was here in my metamorphosis that something had changed. But in order to understand it fully, I'd like to refer back to the preface of this video. An immortal force, possessing an apathetic nature, inflicting its wrath upon you and me alike. Pain is one of the fundamental truths of this world, and at some point, it will come to pass over all living things. We, as human beings, are tragically written creatures, and the harsh truth is, no matter who you are or where you come from, pain will bare its fangs and sink its teeth deep within each and every one of us. At face value, it may appear as if this is mankind's biggest flaw, but in fact, it proves to be one of our greatest strengths. Pain is the intertwining element between all of humanity. It is the sole constant in this mercurial world. It is what connects us all. I implore the world to see reason in my resolve, as I believe we can repurpose our burdens of pain into everlasting blossoms of hope. I dream of a world where humankind can one day come to truly understand one another, where mercy takes precedence over pity and malevolence is met with tenderness. Ultimately, I dream of a world where the cold force of hatred yields to the brilliant warmth of love. My work from here on out will 1. Consist of video game playthroughs in an effort to share the remedy of laughter with the youth and the mature, with the aim of lessening the freight of inevitable hardships we'll all soon come to face, and 2. Of these types of videos, to both relate and collaborate with the community in an endeavor to create something that will truly leave an immutable imprint on all those who come across it. I'll create both a name and a symbol that I hope will remind people of what I stood for and of the kind of man I long to be. The white stag will be how you'll recognize me. In myth, these beautiful yet elusive and mysterious creatures often appeared as harbingers of transformation, a guide into something new, a call to follow something greater, even if uncertain. And my name, Ver, comes from the old French word ver, which was used in heraldry and literature, similar to the white stag, often appearing in coats of arms and stories of knights. I wish for these dramatic examples to rekindle the flame I know is within all of you. Please, I beg you to trust me when I say this. You possess strength far greater than you can imagine. Strength kindred to that of a hero.